We talked earlier about music being organized sound. Well, we've organized the articulations, the pitch, the tempo, the rhythm. We have organized our bow strokes to work together. But there's something else that creates that emotional response in music when we organize, and that's called dynamics. Dynamics is the volume that we're playing the music. How loud, how soft. So we're going to add to the music by adding two new dynamics, a loud sound and a soft sound. Now the soft sound in music is called piano. It's indicated by an italicized P, a lowercase p, usually underneath the music. It stands for piano, which means softly. Then we have another dynamic that is called forte. Forte is very loud, and forte is indicated by an italicized lowercase f, actually a very fancy lowercase f, that looks very much like our F holes on our instruments. How do we create fortes in pianos? The volume of music is created by a combination of three elements. The placement of the bow. The closer the bow is to the bridge, the greater the volume. If it's over the F holes, the greater the volume. I'm going to demonstrate using the bow closer to the bridge, but not on top of the bridge because we don't want that scratchy, squeaky sound, to create a forte on the A string. If I take the bow and bring it closer to the fingerboard, just above the dots of the F holes, I can create a piano sound just by that bow placement. So bow placement is the first element of creating a forte or a piano. The speed of the bow will also change the dynamic. If we move the bow swiftly across the string as though we're slicing through the string, while pulling or pushing the bow, we're going to create greater volume. If we use a slower bow and sweep the bow as opposed to slicing the bow, we'll create a piano. Here's a forte. Now I'm going to take the same bow, going to go slightly slower but the same rhythm, and to create the piano. The third element is the weight of the bow. This is the least important of the three elements. Without crunching into the strings, we want to feel more weight into our forearm when we're creating and pulling or pushing the bow for an up bow or down bow. So we're sweeping across the string as though we're pulling through the strings and through the body of the instrument and out the back without pushing into the strings. I know that that sounds a little ambiguous, but I want you to hear the difference. To create a forte by adding a little more weight to the bow, plus the bow placement, plus the speed of the bow, if I were to push into the string, I would get a scratch. There's a little bit of a bite to it. In some more modern music, we want that bite. But if I just add a little weight to the bow, increase the speed of the bow, and bring it closer to the bridge or over those F holes more, we can create that forte. Now to create that piano, on the other hand, I'm going to have my arm feel lighter. I'm not going to have as much weight on the arm, but I'm still going to use good bow placement, and I'm going to slow down the speed of the bow. And that will create your dynamics, your fortes and your pianos. So you know how to organize your pitch. You know how to organize your rhythm. You know how to organize lifts, repeats, bow placement, up bows, down bows, pickup notes, articulations, legato and staccato at this point, and you already know how to add dynamics by what we just practiced together, fortes and pianos. By adding that dynamic element to what you already know, we can organize our sound to create that emotional response. So you're ready to play Winning the Marathon, number 70 on page 15. I want you to pay attention to those dynamics. I want you to pay attention to the articulations and to the fingerings. Are you ready to go the distance? It's time for winning the marathon. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have progressed from playing the notes on the page to actually creating music. You are officially solid string players.